So you either own your own business and want to take it full time, you're already making sales, or you've got the idea, then you're like, I want to own, start, manage and run a business. Good, you're in the right place. I'm John, I own and operate Murgs. I am the only person at Murgs. We sell weightlifting and CrossFit equipment. I will say we all the time, there is no we, it's only me. And today's video is about automation and how to make your life easier and the importance of it. When you hear the word automation, most of the time it comes from very rich people telling you how they delegate and outsource literally everything apart from what they want to do, right? That's kind of the people that we see. But running my own business, automation's massive. Automation is maybe one of my favorite things. And like I say, I don't mean outsourcing. I just think making things easier. So a really great example of this, and the area where it has positively impacted Murgs the most, is fulfillment, sending orders. I pay a third-party fulfillment center. So do you know when you buy something on Amazon Prime then ship you that item? What happens at Amazon is all the sellers, every single product from a different seller, apart from the Amazon Basics one, that's from Amazon, send everything into Amazon's warehouse. They hold everything, and then when you place the order, they send it out with their drivers. They're just a big dispatch facility. You can, I'd say, buy a slot in someone else's. You rent it, right? Of course you do. It's a service. So I send all the inventory, all the stock, all the returns, everything into there. They manage it all. They put it on the shelves. They dispatch everything when required. And as much as, don't get me wrong, we pay a handsome sum. It's expensive. It's a premium. But the time it frees up is massive. On average, I think I pay about £8.50 per order on average to dispatch it. And that includes picking and packing and storage and account management fees and Royal Mail's costs. And do you know what I mean? That's everything. But at the same time, that's still an average. So if you spend £200, it's an average. But if you also spend £5, but the time it saves is amazing. It's a miracle. And don't get me wrong, again, when you start out in your own small business, you don't always need to save every minute of every hour. Because, let's be honest, we're running a small business. It's not like, I'll tell you from my experience, it's not super demanding. It's not 24/7. It's not go, go, go. Because I've outsourced things. I want to set the business up in a way where if I weren't here for any reason, the business can still function. And that is perfectly true. I mean, strange example, but I struggled with depression in 2024. So for the first 6 months, from January to June or July, I didn't work more than 5 hours a week, 20 hours a month. That was it, seriously, like so little. And was it good for the business? No. I didn't build this business so I could have time off optionally all the time. I didn't plan to have 6 months off, but at the same time, when you just need to manage a few things internally, then you just need some space. And I feel really lucky that the business is here now. It's thriving. Murgs is absolutely crushing it, and a lot of that is due to the things that happen without me pressing a button or doing a thing. I used to pack every single order, and I'd come home from work sometimes, used to work in engineering, to find 50 orders on an evening, on a Black Friday weekend, not just on something. And it was like, wow, it's 4 p.m. This will take me an hour or two. And then the change to outsourcing it, it's massive. Other areas where you can outsource work, really great example, email. What a really great way they call them flows. So if you sign up to our email list, there's a welcome series or a flow of emails, which are all on autopilot. There'll be maybe 3 or 4. And then there's another automated email where it asks for a review. After you've made a purchase, after a set amount of time, say 7 days, 10 days, 14 days, whatever you want, it'll send another email saying, hi, do you like your purchase of this? Can you leave a review? And I just love things like this because it just takes the thought out of it. I'm a big believer in you only get capacity for so much. You do. And don't get me wrong, you can train that capacity and you can increase it over time. But as a normal human, we only get so much capacity. That's why you just can't do too many things at once. So automating things just takes that mental strain off. Things just happen. It's great. Another side, when we do actually get to outsourcing, there has been times where when you run your own business, there are different parts of it that you love, that you do, and that you hate. Similarly, there are parts you are very good at. There are parts that you can do, and there are parts you are terrible at. And sometimes it's cheaper to pay somebody else to do it for you than it is to pay the cost to learn. Oh, the guy just pulled out on me, thank you. Sometimes it's cheaper to outsource this job. One great example is Murgs used to sell on Amazon. And Amazon, like most advertising, has their own advertising thing with sponsored links and bits and bats. So Amazon, it's quite confusing because it uses keywords. So you go into Amazon, you type in plant pot, and all of a sudden, Amazon goes through and it ranks every single other product based on how likely is this going to be what you want? Because don't forget, Amazon's trying to find you something to buy as quick as possible. They want your money. So they've got a really clever way of ranking things and organizing all the listings. And I say clever in the fact that you can literally pay to be at the top. That's true to most advertising. If you want to be seen, get your money out, because they will take your money and they'll put you at the top. Will it be profitable? Well, that's for you to sort out, but they'll let you have a go. And it's really funny is that. But with Amazon, I paid someone to run the pay-per-click advertising. So all the sponsored products and this and that, and to configure the listings. And it's not that I couldn't, and I have done for years. We've been selling on Amazon since 2018. But maybe like the last 2.5, maybe 3 years, it's been outsourced as the advertising side of it. And that has helped tremendously. I'll be completely honest, these guys, they get better results than I do. But they do and they don't. It's really easy to forget. Yes, they get great results, but you've got to pay. And then you knock the payment off the results, and all of a sudden, you're like, we are doing better, but only by a little bit. But at the same time, you have saved the time. That was a strange sentence. At the same time, you've saved the time because you don't have to do it. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to stress about it. The only stress comes in when you're looking at cash flow and other things like that. Anyway, there's other areas that automation can be fantastic for. And you really just need to start leaning in and having a look at how other systems and processes and softwares and things can help. Another one, if you make your own product yourself, let's say, for example, you make perfume and you get all the different oils and things that I don't even know what goes into a perfume, different scents, maybe, little jars and vials, and I assume, I don't know, and you're mixing them up yourself. Great. That's how you start. Seriously, don't dive in too quick. That is the starting point. But when you get to a point where you're spending a full day a week making a week's worth of perfumes, somebody else will be able to do this for you professionally. Like, somebody will be able to do it. You don't have to lose your own personal touch, even in a way where you can remain as the mad scientist. If you want to create the scents, if you want to do the research and development side of things, that's fine too. You absolutely can. You don't have to go to a manufacturer and all of a sudden they're now in charge of your products, your scents, your pack. No. You go to them and they say, here's the options. Here's a big list of things. If you're curious to how to start the process of sourcing, this is not a sourcing video, but this is about helping. Alibaba or AliExpress, not AliExpress, that's the baby version. Alibaba. Start on there, just Google it. You'll pop up. It's one of the world's biggest sourcing websites for suppliers, for manufacturers. Alibaba can be fantastic. It can be very confusing. So I'm going to do a video on Alibaba in the near future because there's quite a lot going on. But somebody else will make your products. They will apply barcodes. They will do this. They will do that. They'll do everything. It's got to a point now where I don't even see the stock that I order and purchase. I've got really, really, really good suppliers. Oh, they're fantastic. And I just send them requirements. I'm like, look, here's what I need. There's a certain level of trust when you build that up with a supplier after a certain amount of years. I send WhatsApps to place orders. Don't get me wrong, there's a bit of a back-end system somewhere so I know what I'm ordering and I've got it logged. But, you know, like, you can just talk to these suppliers and manufacturers and they'll get stuff done. They'll label things up just how you want. They'll send things into warehouses just where you want. They really do make the process so much easier. And I mean, but I've done it. I remember the days of being sat on the front room floor with a sticker book of 100 barcodes, being like, right, this product needs these ones, this product needs these ones. And that's fine too. There seems to be a misconception that in business there's a rush. Like, if you're not making 10 grand a month in the first 6 months, you're not even trying. No, that is completely bullshit. It's unbelievable the level of BS that gets spouted by others just trying to sell you things. And it really is completely just bollocks. Like, yes, some people do make millions and millions, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people fail. There's a thing called the survivorship bias, and the survivorship bias, basically, long story short, this is a great example of it. There was, we're making this up, back in the World War, the British planes were coming back from flying over Germany, and they had loads of holes in them. So when they came back, they were like, wow, they've shot loads of holes into the wings. So the engineers are like, right, put loads of armour on the wings. Clearly, that's where they're shooting. But when you take a step back, no, it turns out where the bullets are on the aeroplane that came home, they're fine. We can have holes there because he came home. Where did the bullets land where they didn't get home? So they're the people that never survived. It's easy for a cat to fall off a tall building and be like, wow, cats are invincible, because you saw it get up and run off. There'll be lots of cats that fall off tall buildings that people never see get up and never see run off and never consider the lifespan of a cat. Strange example, I know. But that's the survivorship bias. The survivorship bias is based on those that have done it and are telling you what they did, like that's how it's done. Anyway, all I'm trying to say is if you're making a start on this, it's a slow process. It takes ages. It might take you years. It might take decades. Honestly, it really does. And just chip away at it. Make a start. Just be learning. Be enthusiastic. Have this as a topic of interest. And if this is not a topic of keen interest, don't get me wrong, you don't need to read about business every day and night. But at the same time, you do need to be passionate. You need a desire to improve. There needs to be the passion to keep going. But is that not true for everything? Clearly, everybody who's good at something has the passion. It's very rare for somebody to be forced or coaxed into doing something to get very good at it. But the thing is with business, if you get very good, you know, the more you learn, the more you earn. Seriously, there are uncapped earning potentials. In business, you can just earn and earn and earn. And there are people that do make $1 million a month. There are people that make 10 grand a month. There are people that make 5 grand a month. There are people that make no grands a month. There's probably not many industries where there's such a spread of people earning so differently doing the same thing. Anyway, try and automate. Try and set your business up in a way where you think, if I weren't here, would this work? And how can I make it less dependent on you? How can you outsource you or automate your behavior and patterns? Anyway, have a think, jot some notes down, see what you think. And if you like the video, leave a like. I really appreciate that. You know, I don't need you to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter and Pinterest and, you know, like, I don't need all that. Just leave a like if you liked it. I really appreciate it. Anyway, have a great day and just don't stop. You only fail when you quit. Adios.